I would say it's been, in my mind, looking at the development of it, very organic. So it's sort of like, okay, we're getting going with school teams. What are the things they need to have to get started? And then they implement. And then what are the things they need to keep going? And that's what I really like about implementation science, is there's this logic connected to it. So we start out with a set of practices and say, hang on, before you just start teaching that right away, let's go through this process of installation where we get the conditions ready for us to do really good implementation. And then once you've been doing it for a while, you start to realize, well, the school that we started implementation in is not the same school that we have now, whether it's 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road. And we have schools that have been doing this going on 30 years. Those are, that's multiple generations of people who have done it. And the idea of us doing PBIS the same way that we did, that many years ago, that is, I think it's kind of laughable that we would think that our practices and our approaches don't change. And so to be able to look at your data and be able to say, okay, what parts are working for us? What parts do we need to tweak, as opposed to saying, let's throw the whole thing out. And then I think the other element, and I think this has just been so extremely helpful, is even backing up before then and saying, how can we equip educators to make really good decisions about innovation adoption? Are we going to do this or not? And so giving people a tool like the hexagon tool to say, let's actually look really closely, like adopting something. This is like entering a relationship. Like we don't want to just jump right in and say, boom, we're married. We want to say, let's try it out. Let's see what's going to work. Let's see if this is a good fit with us. And I really like that approach, and being able to give people a process for doing something when they didn't even know that process existed, because of that idea of like, oh, we see something, yes, of course we're going to do it, instead of really thinking about that adoption decision as really pivotal in implementation science.